Welcome back to Grief Inspired. My name's McNulty, and today I am coming to you from my vacation spot. So I'm very fortunate to be up close to Yosemite and on the Pinecrest River, which is here. And there's a beautiful lake that we've been visiting all week and really just taking time to chill out in the lake. We've done some kayaking, we've gone on a party boat, but really just spending time as a family, relaxing and being together. And this place is so beautiful that I wanted to take a couple minutes to do a video from here and talk about lessening the pain of grief. I think that any of us who are grieving, one of the primary things that we want to have happen is we want the pain to go away. And I think that's very normal. And so what I do here at Grief Inspired is use my experience, my past experience, and the things that I've gone through in attempts to help you walk through your own grief process and find a way to lessen the pain that you feel. And what I do here and the things that I believe are very different than what most people believe around grief. And I think that sometimes it's controversial and people don't want to necessarily talk about it. And sometimes even for me, as comfortable as I am talking about grief, I don't necessarily want to challenge people. But I think that has to happen. So I want to challenge you today, and I want to say, if you're here and you're watching this video, the question becomes yes, I know you want to lessen the pain of grief. You don't want to suffer. You don't want to feel the pain that you feel and the sadness and be depressed and being angry. None of us want to feel those things. But my question for you is, do you really want it to change? Because there's an opportunity to sit in the sadness, and you can embrace that sadness, and you have every right to, and you can say, you know, this is just horrible, and look what happened to me, and this is so sad. And there's so many different areas of our life where we can do that, whether it's losing someone we love, losing a job, losing a relationship, losing a home or possessions, things that were really important to us. All of these things are loss, and you can choose to look at it in a way that, you know, really sort of keeps you stuck. And so what I believe is shifting that perspective, kind of like watching the river flow. And you can see the river there. I want to show it to you because it looks so beautiful. But what I want to suggest is that you shift the perspective and say, you know, do you really want to do the work? Do you really want the pain to end? Do you want to feel good about what has happened? Do you want to have processed it? Do you want to feel like you've really stepped on the other side of your grief and worked through it? Because the reality is it is work. And if you're not willing to do the work, then you're likely going to stay stuck. And so my question for you is, do you want to be one of those people? And do you want to stay stuck? Do you want to continue to feel the pain? Or do you want to look for something a little bit different, for a different path, a different avenue? If you want that path is with me and with Grief Inspired. And so there's a couple things that I want to talk about. One is your response to grief. And the reality is that you can decide how you respond to your grief and the things that you do, meaning it's your choice and you're accountable for it. And if you do the work or you don't do the work, either is fine, but you need to understand that it's your choice. And if you do the work, you can move past your grief, not forget about it, because we never move on, we move forward. And finding a way to move forward is really the goal, and feeling okay with it, and not having it consume your thoughts and your mind all of the time, and have it be a struggle, a constant struggle just to try to deal with your grief. I don't want that. And when we talk about shifting perspective, right, and I'm going to move to a different location here so you can see a different perspective. Shifting your perspective is thinking about the person that you're missing. Are they in a better place? Were they in a situation, for example, I know some folks who have committed suicide, and that's really hard, particularly if you're the one that's been left. But are they in a place that's, they were suffering, and so they ended their suffering, and yes, it's tragic, but do you believe that they're okay? That they're going to be okay? That their suffering has ended, particularly for older relatives who are suffering, and whether it's our parents or our grandparents and we've lost them. Let's look at it from their perspective, right? They don't want to suffer. They want to move on. And if you believe in an afterlife of any kind, and even if you don't, honestly, the suffering has ended for them. So there is a path forward, and there is a way to shift your perspective, and that's what I really want to be able to help all of you. And it's not easy, so I want to know if that's important to you, if you want to learn how to shift your perspective, if you want to dig into your feelings, dig into, what does this mean? Why am I so angry? Why do I feel this way? Why do I struggle with this night after night? Why can't I sleep? Why do I feel like something's undone? Why do I feel like I'm not okay with this? That's what I don't want for you. I want you to feel okay with it, and that doesn't mean the sadness is going to go away. Absolutely not. I'm always going to be sad about my son, but I've processed it, and I'm okay with it, and I've moved forward, and I'm using it for what I think is the greater good, and it brings meaning to his life, to his death, and everything that that I do is because of him. And that's powerful, and it feels good, and it brings me ease and patience, and makes me feel like I've gone down the river, and I've managed to stay afloat, and my perspective is different now. But I just want to leave you with the view of the river and of the trees and the calming of the water. You can take your grief and you can find a new path, and you can find a way to look at it with serenity and with peace, and to find joy in the time that you had with them and the experience that you had and what they brought into your life. And that's what I want for all of you. So I hope that this video has helped you. If you want more information on how you can continue to lessen your pain, feel free to reach out with me, leave comments below, and know that you are not alone in your grief. I am here with you, and I always want to help. So if I can help in any way, please continue to reach out to me and let me know. Thanks for taking time with me here at Pinecrest Lake. It's beautiful, the river is amazing, and we will talk to you soon.